Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. First off, I just want to say thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, it really helps me out, and if you hit that little bell next to it, you'll always know when I have new content. And I'll start off by apologizing. This will be just another video of me talking, so we're going to get right into it. So today we're going to do a little bit different video. We don't have a whole lot going on the farm. We've got some trucking going on, but that's pretty boring stuff. Very repetitive. You load, you dump, you load, you dump. So not real interesting content. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk a little bit about our equipment. You just saw our equipment tour. I showed you everything that we use on the farm, mostly everything I could think of anyway. But I'm going to talk a little bit about why we use certain brands. One brand in particular. If you look behind me, you see a lot of green paint. There's a little bit of different colors. We got some blue paint over there, some blue in the back. There's a different blue right there, but for the most part, it's all green, and I want to talk about why that is. I guess I should say a little bit of a disclaimer. This video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by John Deere. These are just my opinions. You can take them as you may. So back behind me is our 9670 John Deere combine. We got our 8400, 8430. We got John Deere drill, John Deere field cultivator, John Deere corn cultivator. We got the 4320, and there's a John Deere rotary hoe back there that you can't see. So ever since I've been alive, we've had nothing but John Deere tractors and John Deere combines, with the exception of some of our older vintage tractors that are just more of collectors, and Dad also has the Kubota loader tractor. But for this video, I'm going to talk about stuff we actually use in the field, which are these two tractors, our 9410R, which is at a different farm, and our John Deere combine. And I will talk about this one too, because might be old, but we do actually use it a lot for loading seed and such. But we really like running green equipment, and it might be a controversial topic. I know a lot of people like to get in arguments of this brand's better, that brand's better, this brand is a joke, this brand doesn't work. We have our reasons why we've been using this equipment, and that's basically what I'm going to talk about. So I'll start off with talking about this combine. We've ran this 2 years. 2018, 2019. We've had 2 crops through it. It's been an awesome machine. We bought it used from a neighbor. First year we had it in 2018, this reverser went out. So what the reverser does is it controls the speed of your header, and it will also run backwards if you plug up your header and you need to spit it back out. So very important piece of equipment on the combine. Without this, you can't use it. It will not work. And this went out the first year we had it. It's not a huge deal. They've actually made these a lot easier to work on than the older machines, but I won't get into all that. We're going along, this reverser goes out. We made a phone call to our dealer, and they had a guy out there that afternoon, took that reverser off, brought it to the shop, rebuilt it either overnight or the next morning, got it back out to us mid-morning the next day, and we were running again. Now, I've never rebuilt a reverser personally, but I can't imagine it's super easy. And you can't do it in the field, I guess. Maybe you could, but he didn't have all the parts, brought it back. Next day we were up and running. Now, when you're a farmer, you can't have downtime. You can't afford downtime. And when you need to get the crop out, you need to get the crop out. We are very dependent on weather, and we can't be waiting around for parts. We can't be waiting around for a week for a guy to show up to work on the combine. When we called them, they were out that day, we were running the next day. And that is crucial to us. So why does it matter that it's John Deere? Well, we have our main dealer in the area. They have 10 stores around us in all directions. So if we need parts or if we need service, we can go any direction to get it. If our main store that we deal with doesn't have something, we can go that way, we can go that way, we can go that way. We can get to the parts. It might be a little bit longer of a drive, but we can get the parts. It's very rare that they don't have something that we need. Now, the fact that they had the guy out there the same day and we were back running the next day, that is huge, because that could be the difference between getting done picking corn in November or getting done picking corn in January. Depending on the year, it is very important that you can get service when you need it and not have to wait. One example of this that I know is there's a farmer in our area that runs a different brand of equipment. I won't say what it is, but it's not green, and their turbo went out on their combine. Well, they had to basically park the combine in the field. They could not move it. It sat there for, it was a week or two, but they had to get a turbo shipped in from Germany. Like I said, I'm not saying the brand of the combine, but there are millions of those machines in the country. They should have had a turbo on a shelf somewhere. If that would have been green, you probably would have paid more for it, but you would have had it same day, next day, at least within the week. Now, I'm not trying to do this video to start any trouble, because I know farmers get really emotional about what equipment they use. You know, if you're a red guy, you're a red guy. If you're a yellow guy, you're a yellow guy. You're not going to change their mind. But for me, it's not all about the paint color. It's not all about the brand. It's where you can go to get the best service. And for us in our area, it's these guys. We can get service, we can get parts. That is not a problem. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but service is huge. Now, that being said, service isn't the only thing that is keeping us running green equipment. For example, this tractor is 1995. It has over 8,000 hours, pushing 9,000 hours. And knock on wood, we have not had a lick of trouble with it. It's been an extremely good tractor for us. It's treated us very well over the years. And I'm not saying that the other colors aren't as reliable, but we've had very good luck with this one. Why change? Now, if you're in an area where you have a great red dealer or a great yellow dealer or blue dealer or whatever, that's great. They all make good equipment. I'm not judging anybody for what kind of equipment they run. There's some guys in our area that don't run all green equipment. A lot of them do, but there are some guys that run some different colors equipment, and there's nothing wrong with that. I really believe that all equipment manufacturers, they make good equipment. It's just kind of a personal preference. But for us, we've got a good relationship with our dealer, so we're going to keep running this stuff unless or until we have a problem. One thing that comes up a lot when people start talking about this brand versus that brand is this color is really expensive. Now, I have to agree with you, it is more expensive, but we tend to go more towards the used equipment market over the new equipment. So there's a little bit of a discount there. I gotta do something about this door, that's driving me nuts. Now, the other thing is, you may pay more for this color, but in our area, I'm not saying this is for everybody, but it seems to hold its value a little bit better. We've got a couple used equipment auction places near us, and the green stuff always seems to do better there. Now, I like to be a very objective guy. I don't like to stand on one side and refuse to look at the other side. So I guess I'll point out some flaws. This tractor right here, one flaw that I am kind of upset with Deere about is I showed you this hood is cracked. Now, this is a huge problem with this series of tractors, and I believe maybe the 8020 series tractors too. And I don't think they did a very good job of addressing the problem. They had a program where they would cost share to buy a new hood, but it was only for 5 years. Now, when we bought this tractor, it was already 5 years old and the hood wasn't cracked yet. So as we ran it, it started getting little cracks. As you can see, it's got a small crack here, crack there. So they just started appearing. And then one winter we let it sit in the shed, and we come out here and it's got this huge crack right up the side. Now, you can kind of live with these. We're not super fussy on how great our equipment looks, but this, we cannot deal with this. And from what I understand, a new hood is $5,000. You can't tell me that if this wasn't a problem with 80% of the tractors, or all of them, I don't exactly know, they should have had a recall. They should have replaced all of them for nothing. That is one complaint I have with Deere. This tractor, on the other hand, steel hood, so it's not going to crack. Now, we do have some other colors of equipment. We've got this Blue Jet strip till bar. We kind of feel like the short line stuff, tillage stuff, planters, it's not as critical to have something that's you can get service right away. Most of the stuff on that strip till bar, I'm pointing into the sun, you probably can't see it. most of the stuff on the strip till bar is just simple bearings, simple bushings, stuff we can repair ourselves. So if we have a problem with this, most likely we can fix it. If you break the frame, we can take it anywhere and get it welded, whatever. But this thing, this combine, hydraulic pumps, reversers, it's got a hydrostat. It's got stuff that's a little bit beyond our ability to fix. So the big stuff, we like to stay with Green. The other stuff, we kind of shop around a little bit. We got our Kinsey side dress bar there. We got our strip till, Glencoe soil savers. We had a Kinsey planer. We're going back to a Deere planer, which is neither here nor there. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not 100% blind to anything besides Green. But for the big stuff, we really like the service. We like our Green paint. Little stuff, we shop around, try and find what we like. That being said, I'm getting a little repetitive here. I'm gonna cut this video off before I just keep rambling on anymore. Now you've seen all of our equipment, and now you know why we run it. So, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one. One other thing, I'll give you an update on the new planer situation. The guys we bought it from actually bought the same model planer, just a few years newer, and we're gonna swap some parts with them. They're waiting for their planer to get delivered. They need to swap the parts, and then we can go pick ours up. So it'll probably be next week, hopefully. I was hoping for this week. I didn't realize it was gonna take that long. I need to put my seatbelt on. Yes, truck, I know. I didn't realize it was going to take that long for theirs to get delivered, which is not a big deal. We're not in a huge hurry for it, but we would like to get it pretty soon. So hopefully next week we can get the planer. So see ya.